Hello, everybody, and welcome to week one here in the CTC Goons Cup Series. Tonight, we start the season off with the Trevor Project 200 here at Daytona. 40 cars ready to take the grid, although I do have some news. Driver Greg Stoll has had some unfortunate circumstances before this race and will be unable to start the race. So that's going to knock us down to 39 drivers. Very unfortunate there, but nonetheless, still. We had 50 drivers attempt to qualify for this thing, and only 39 going to make it here for this race tonight. So, on to start this thing. Let's get the show rolling. And to start this thing off, we have a driver that will be doing the national anthem for us here. Ronnie Holmes on tap here. Get him in here. Ronnie, how's it going?
It's going.
Well, man, back for another Star Spangled Banner rendition from you here to get this Daytona night kicked off. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming until the rocket's regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wonderfully done. Crowd going wild for that beautiful rendition of our nation's national anthem. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Get down there on the grid and get ready for this thing.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing job by Ronnie. And to do it without any backing track or anything, or I wanted to get some stuff set up for this, but I found out there's no American flags anywhere on this virtual Daytona Speedway. So, thanks for nothing, iRacing. I couldn't find one. Anyway, let's get going now. Let's see if we can run through our grid before tonight's race, as we have 30 seconds left until these drivers begin gridding. Alright. Once again, my software's failed me. Let's keep this rolling. Alright, let's get a word with our pole sitter, Hayden Lowell. If we can find him here. There he is. Not seeing Hayden in chat anywhere. Oh no. We're not going to get to talk with Hayden here? Oh, that is not good. All right, I guess outside pole sitter. I'm not seeing Casey Graves here either. There he is. All right. We got drivers on the grid. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, Hayden Lowell in the number 56 Valvoline Chevrolet. Starting on his outside, Casey Graves in the number 01 True Speed Chevrolet. Row number 2 going to be Bradley Wilson in the number 51 OG Sim Gloves Toyota Camry. Starting on his outside, Blake Diglio in the Wanted Goons Chevrolet, number 16. Starting in the third row, Garrett Wolfenbarger in the number 32 Wanted Goons Chevrolet. Starting on his outside, Cody Cleaver in the number 2 Busch Light Chevrolet. Row number 4, Kenny Frisbee starting in the 18 and 7th. And in 8th place, going to be Brian Jackson in the number 15. Row 5, Wyatt McCombs in the number 10. Alex Allen in the number 99, 9th and 10th there. Cliff Mullins starting 11th tonight, number 44. Patrick O'Keefe going to start on his set outside in the number 12 and number 71. Try to gather myself here, sorry. Stumbling over my words, I apologize for that. Matthew Blackley starting at 13th tonight in the number 41. Bobby Blauer starting at 14th in the number 34. Michael Christopher starting 15th tonight in the number 22. Nick Cooper starting 16th in the number 35. Ronnie Holmes starting 17th in number 57. DJ Trout in 18th in number 30. Nolan Walker starting 19th in a 77. Looks like the Ride to Dente car out there. Looking great. Ethan Evers starting 20th in the number 3. I'll see if we can get a word somebody here as the rest of the grid ticks by. With Casey Graves starting the outside pole. Hey, Casey, it's Lucas. Hey, Casey, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, man, well, you're starting on the pole tonight. Or, sorry, you're starting on the outside pole tonight. Couldn't talk with our pole sitter, but you're going to be going green next time by. How are we feeling about Daytona?
Well, Daytona, you never know what to expect. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of take it as we go. Hopefully we stay clean up towards the front at the end and have a shot to win this thing.
Absolutely. Having a shot to win this thing. 80 laps, 200 miles, and as we saw in the duels, these guys can get pretty shisty and feisty here at the start of these races. You think you're going to try to stay out front, or you're going to drop to the back?
Yeah, my plan is if I basically can stay up front, I'll stay up there. If I get towards the middle of the pack, I'm probably going to drop back a little bit and maybe 20 to go or so, make my run.
Absolutely, Casey. Well, thanks for talking to us. Congrats on the front row start, and we'll see you hopefully after the race.
All right, thank you.
All right. We're going green this time by. Wow, and YouTube TV, or YouTube Music trying to get me copyright claimed here. Starting to play Avenged Sevenfold. Unbelievable. Alright, looks like we have another driver who missed the grid tonight, so they have not notified me of this. That means there will likely be a multiple-week suspension coming their way. So, once we get word on who that is, they're going to have a not-so-fun time. To get this Trevor Project 200 started. Thank you to the Trevor Project and Brianna Lavin for sponsoring tonight's race, and thank you to the Wanted Goons for sponsoring this season once again of the Cup Series. Pace car is off. We are rolling to the takeoff zone. Green flag in the hands of Barney. Green flag in the air. It is waving. We are green for season 11 of CTC Cup Series Racing. Lap 1 completed under green. Casey Graves going to lead lap number 1. And Alex Allen heads down pit road to serve his drive-thru from the duels last week. Casey Graves leading the inside line with Blake Giglio in tow. Pole sitter Hayden Lowe got dropped to third. Now he jumps back to the outside lane. Casey Graves comes up the track to block that run. 20-lap first stage here. And then a 20-lap stage 2 for a 40-lap finish to the end of this race. Those stage points even more important than they ever were in this new format. Granted, we never really had a win in your end, apart from that one season here in CTC. But with the chase format, every position matters, every point matters, and those 10 stage points you can get from winning are huge. Alex Allen rejoined the racetrack here. About 3/4 of a track behind the rest of the field, so he's going to be hoping for a quick caution to stay on the lead lap. Start the single file out, inside lane pulling away. Cody Cleaver leading that outside, trying to get it going. Ryan Jackson behind him, pushing. Car's motored down the back straightaway, outside lane, gaining a little bit of ground. These drivers should be good on fuel through the end of stage 2. They can get about 40 to 45 laps. That's the normal fuel window, but I've seen guys save up to maybe almost 50 if you're deep in the pack. Oh, we got a car around. Cliff Mullins got turned. Cody Cleaver and Cliff Mullins both involved in this one. Both with heavily hurt race cars, and that will be a caution. Let's take a look at what happened. Ryan Jackson turns the 2 of Cody Cleaver off of 4 and collects Cliff Mullins. Take a look from the blimp camera here. It's just going to be a bad push off the corner. Off center, turn of him right there. And Cliff, again, gets collected. Cliff not nearly as bad a damage as Cody Cleaver, but still, it's not good. That might be Cody's night. Alright, first caution. Out pretty early in this one. And honestly, we are very lucky that that didn't turn into anything more. When you have a car get turned in front of the field in that corner, it usually ends pretty badly, but this time only takes out 2 cars. Casey Graves out front early in this one. I don't think anybody up front's going to be pitting here, but we may see some people top off in the back. Yes, we do. All right, looks like top 17 stayed out. Everybody else pretty much came down pit road. Alright, we should be taking the green on lap 9. That'll be 12 laps to go in stage 1. No stage breaks, of course, so just racing for points, not racing for to be ahead at the caution or anything like that. Although the way things went in the truck race on Monday, there's a high possibility of a caution surrounding those stages. Everybody racing hard to try to get stage points, and it can cause some problems. Yep, 38 drivers. We had one driver miss out due to something they did not see happening or didn't remember, or I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to out them. And one unknown person that I'll have to go back and figure out just didn't tell me. So they're going to be in big trouble, that's for sure. Alright, field's going back to double file. We're going to go green this time by. Casey Graves elects to take the top lane on this restart. The leader has lane choice. Yeah, Andrew, I had considered adding a few cars on the grid just so we could have a few available if this happened. But I figured everybody here was good on their word and understood the circumstances, but I was wrong, unfortunately. So we have had 2 drivers not here. It is unfortunate. I would have loved to see a 40-car grid again. A lot of drivers I know would have loved to be a part of this. There were a lot of people outside of this that I'm sure would have been excited to race in this. And like I said, unfortunate. Alright, off of 4. Pace car going to pull off right here, and we'll get this race restarted. We are 1/10 of the way through this thing. Cody, yeah, you cannot catch a break. I don't get why your luck is so bad. But back to the green flag. Casey Graves, good restart with help from Garrett Wolfenbarger. Giglio and Wilson stuck on the bottom, and it's an all wanted Goons 2nd through 4th, I think? 2nd through 5th. So you got some of the newcomers here. Orlando Outlaws, 34 and the 30 here on this top lane. Casey Graves, good pushes from that 32 of Wolfenbarger. Wolfenbarger dominant on Monday in the Truck Series, but I got involved in a coming to the line accident, flipped over 3 times. It is honestly a miracle he is not injured and is racing here tonight. All jokes, of course, but yeah, he is great on these super speedways. Really, he's great everywhere. The guy's got a championship. Probably should have had 1 or 2 more if things went right. And I'm expecting another strong season out of that 32 team. Top lane trying to get going, but just hasn't worked so far. 10 coming down to side draft at 56, try to pull the inside back. They got 5 cars up there. Graves still out front, Wolfenbarger second, Giglio third, Wilson fourth, Frisbee fifth. White McCombs still leading that outside lane. They are just having so much trouble getting speed right now. Oh, huge checkup on the inside lane. That's going to help the outside. And it does. McCombs now ahead of the 5th place driver, or 5th in line on the bottom. The outside just needs to get more organized. The inside, the top 4 or 5 are all hitting each other and giving good bumps. The outside is just so spread apart. It's just not going to work that way. Off the back bumper, Garrett Wolfenbarger looking at Blake Giglio. These 2 second and third, respectively. Caution's out, big wreck in the middle of the field. Oh my, it's the big one here on lap 13. Many drivers involved. That's half the field. Wow. One of the biggest accidents we've had in the Cup Series in quite some time. Let's back it up and see what happened. Taking a look at Matthew Blackley here. Oh, it looks like it's ahead with Hayden Lowell. Blackley does get around this. Let's back it up and take a look at Hayden Lowell here. So he's running 5th. 6th in line on the bottom with Kenny Frisbee ahead. Big checkup from the guys in front. And as they're trying to check up, Hayden gets a little off center. And Mike Chris gets him in the quarter panel. And there they go. So let's go on board with Michael Christopher here. Kind of understand this a little bit better from the driver's point of view. Not enough time to check up for it. And he tries to save it, but ends up getting a hard lick in the outside wall and more contact. And I think that was the 77 of Nolan Walker. Huge accident there. Another onboard here with Ethan Evers. Just behind these two. Nowhere for him to go. Now on board with Carson Bechtel. He gets nice and woed up here. Accident's way ahead. Nice job checking up for this. But just how many cars involved in this one? Many with severe damage. Probably race ending if I had to guess. He just stops on the track and lets everybody go. Good call. Good call. All right. A lot of drivers came down pit road here. We have probably 10 or 15 on pit road fixing damage right now. Check up on some of these guys with heavier hits. Michael Christopher, pretty hurt right front. Alex Allen, his car looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. Kenny Llewellyn also with a decent looking Chevy there. Carson Bechtel, obviously that car's okay. He didn't hit anybody. Ethan Evers, that car's looking better. Right front still might be a little bad, but hey, it's not killed. Not killed at all. And Hayden Lowell, I know, had some heavy hits there. His car is looking pretty rough. But again, I don't think it's race ending, so this might not be too bad for the longevity of these guys' race. But they're going to spend some time down there fixing damage. That was not the end of the stage. We're going to have, I think, 4 to go in the stage when we take the green. Alright, field going to double file once again. Casey going to take the bottom lane this time, get in front of Blake Giglio. So, an update for drivers involved. It's like Hayden Lowell, Matthew Blackley, Kenny Frisbee, Michael Christopher, Ethan Evers, Mateo Ortiz, Cody Brown, DG Swiss, Jeremy Scherer, Nolan Walker, Kobe Stidham, Brian Martin, Byron Jones, Brad Patton, Alex Allen, Davis Greenwell, Dalton Hayes, and Jacob Peterson all getting car contact in this. I'm sure not all of those got severe damage, but say probably half of them had to sit on pit road fixing their damage there, so. See if we have anybody out. It's like everybody has rejoined the racetrack from that accident. Cody, if you're still watching, we can bring you in from the infield care center if you want an interview. Like I said, gonna go green with 4 to go in the stage on lap 17. Obviously no stage break there. Once we complete the stage, it'll continue racing. Yeah, Wanted Goons, they have 2 full teams plus some part-time drivers, so they have quite the stacked group of guys there. Through the takeoff zone, green flag back in the air. Casey Graves takes us back to the green. Good restart for that inside lane once again. Giglio going to be clear if he wants to jump up in front of his teammates. Not. He's going to stay with Casey Graves on the bottom. There's a lot of weird team dynamics in this. I would say Blake and Casey are pretty tight-knit at this point when it comes to racing. So they'll try to work together, I think, as much as possible. We saw that in the duels. We saw that on Monday. Well, not on Monday, but Gen 4, excuse me. Second series. Anyway, outside lane with a huge run. Let me stop babbling. And the top 4 from the outside clear down to the bottom in front of Casey. So that's the biggest run we've seen the outside get in quite some time. My pick right now, Blake's looking pretty good. He's always out here. But it's hard not to take Wolfenbarger. He almost won on Monday. Now he's up front leading this thing with 3 to go in stage 1. So we're going to be taking Garrett Wolfenbarger as our pick. Anybody let me know your picks in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Just want to tell me your favorite driver or who you're rooting for, that's good too. Two laps to go in stage 1. Wolfenbarger leads, but the outside lane's got a lot of steam. Wyatt McCombs, Casey Graves, and Blake Giglio leading that. So those two jumped up from the bottom. Oh, contact! Who was that? The 51 tried to make a late move to the top and just about wrecked the field. Very scary moment right there. Mike Chris is your pick. That's a good pick. Always good on these super speedways. You think, well, Neo's not in the field, so. Casey Graves moves out all by himself. He's got no help. We'll see if Giglio comes out with him. White flag in stage 1. Blake does come out with Casey Graves. Tries to make that outside lane work. They got help from Matthew Blackley and Mateo Ortiz behind. Now a third lane starting as we come to the end of the stage. These guys trying to get as many points as they can. Blackley jumps out there to the third lane as well and grabs the wall. That's going to stack him up, and that kills the outside lane's momentum. Off turn 4 they go. Bad push to the 32 on the bottom. Wilson coming to the end of the stage. Bradley Wilson wins stage 1. Rest of our results on screen there. Casey Graves second, Giglio third, Blackley fourth, Wolfenbarger fifth, McCombs sixth, Ortiz seventh, Trout eighth, Bryant ninth, and O'Keefe taking home our final stage 1 points. Now the outside lane dying off. 23 car's your pick. Let's check up on that 23 car. Back here in 30th right now, just riding in line, trying to save his car. Back up front, the outside is just dying off big time. They got a long way to go now in stage 2, so they're going to take it a little bit easier. Keep in mind there's probably 10 to 15 cars out there that still have yet to come down pit road, so they're going to have to pit probably around 45 to 50 laps into this race at the latest. So they can make it to the end of stage 2, but they're not going to go much farther than that. Kenny Frisbee jumps up in front of the 81 Orion File. They're going to try to restart this outside lane. Brantley Bryan also there, so you got 3 Awana Goons lined up on the top lane. Oh, hard contact. Byron Jones in the outside wall and another pile-up in turns 3 and 4. That destroyed some race cars. Let's take a look at what happened here. Maybe just a bad bump on the outside. Let's back it up again. So a push. No, the 26 just got loose. Go on board with the 32, who was right behind the 26, and see if we can get a better look at this. That's not, nope, I'm sorry, it was the 9 of Brad Patton. Yeah, 26 car just gets loose middle of the corner and comes down to the bottom lane. Hard impact for the 7. Aaron Jones, who had just got to the bottom lane, trying to probably stay out of trouble, and ends up getting hooked right there, and his race is most certainly over. Hard way to go out here. I mean, ran a good race up to this point, sitting in the top 10, and it's over now. Alright, another huge accident here. Our second big one of the night already, and wow, we are not even a third of the way through this thing. Unbelievable. Bradley Wilson out front in this thing now. Let's see if we can get a talk with him. Hey Bradley, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, well, defending champion now out here out front at Daytona. How are we feeling about your chances?
We're feeling pretty good. It's been 2 seasons since we've made the Daytona race, so last time we were here we won. We're just gonna see if we can keep it up there. I know that Brantley Bryant fellow is like, oh, I'm going back to back. He ain't. I'm telling you right now, he ain't.
Yeah, he's had some trouble to work through, but yeah, he's up here in the top 10, so he's doing a good job. But yeah, you're out front now. Got 15 to go until the end of stage 2. You going to try to get those stage points, or are you looking at the end of the race now for strategy?
I think we're gonna go for stage points, and then pretty much after stage, I think we're probably gonna pit. Gas is the only hindrance right now. I feel like it's a hindrance for a lot of Daytona races, but being out front definitely don't help it. Just got to stick to the plan and hope it works out.
Definitely. Well, good luck. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end.
All right, thank you. Hopefully.
Bradley Wilson, current leader, and like I said, defending champion here in the Cup Series. And he put a little tidbit in there. This is his first Daytona race in quite some time here in the Cup Series. He has DNQ'd through the duels 2 seasons in a row before this, so now he's got that charter. He didn't have much to worry about, but he still made it on speed anyway, if I do recall correctly. So all it takes is the confidence of being in, and you can do some good things. Last year's Daytona winner, Brantley Bryant, sitting in 8th place right now. And our Season 9 Daytona winner, if I remember correctly, he's back here in 19th. And Ethan Evers, who won back in, if I recall correctly, Season 7, up here in 18th. So one of our Daytona winners still in this thing. Too surprising. These guys are pretty good at this place. All right, coming back to the green flag. Bradley Wilson in control on the outside. We do have a few DNFs from this. Byron Jones looks like going to be out of this one, as well as Kobe Stidham in the 36. So those two both behind the wall. Too much damage. So 35 cars left in this. DG Swiss, only car a lap down. 34 cars on the lead lap. Top three all wanted Goons. They all moved down from the top lane. Cleared in front of Casey Graves. Our pole sitter Hayden Lowell finds himself back in 32nd now. Looks like still with some left front damage, so still trying to get that fixed. Left side's pretty much torn up on that 56 car. Definitely not how he wanted to start this race, but he's hanging with the pack now. Could be a lot worse. 13 laps to go to the end of stage 2. 53 laps to go to the end of this race. Dead even at the front. Bradley Wilson, Brantley Bryant. So Bradley said he was worried about Brantley getting up here, trying to go back-to-back here at Daytona, and now he's got the lead. Maybe not. Bradley fighting back on the bottom with help from the 32 and the 18. Bradley's still going to lead this lap. These guys do get bonus points for leading laps, as well as leading the most laps, so they are going to be fighting for that. If you see people drive to the front and then fall back, they're getting up there to lead a lap and get a bonus point. There's also a fastest lap bonus point. Right now, let's check on who's got the fastest lap. Looks like Brad Patton with a 45.26. Ian Montrose, a little bit squirrely there on the bottom. Casey Graves, Blake Giglio back to the top lane trying to get something going. Ryan File also there in the third lane, or third in line on the outside. Sorry about that. There we go. You see the outside lane trying to get up to this leader, Bradley Wilson. They're making ground. Jeremy Scherer pretty deep in this pack. 15th. This is kind of what it's like here as you manage these checkups and making sure you're also aware that there could be a wreck at any moment directly in front of you. So you're pretty much looking everywhere all at once when you're around this area in the pack. You could get run over, you could pile into a wreck, and you're also kind of looking for a gap maybe up to the top if you can get a run so you get to the front. So Speedway racing, a lot of people say it doesn't take skill or it's just luck based, but there is definitely a skill to this plate racing, and there is definitely a reason the same people seem to win over and over at these places. Looks like we do have a lap car ahead. I think that's the 26 of DG Swiss. Danger going 2 laps down. We also have Michael Christopher and Brian Martin off the main pack. These two both with damage. And Kobe Stidham has rejoined the racetrack. 11 laps down. He's going to pull off and let the field by. His car looks fully fixed up, but he is 11 laps down. The field going to go on by that 36 car. Bradley Wilson still leading this inside lane. Casey Graves still leading the top. They can get up to the 3rd car in line, but they're having trouble getting any closer to that. Got a Let's Go C2X in the chat. Try to find our highest running C2X driver. I think it's going to be Cliff Mullins in the 23rd right now. Just kind of, I think they're all just kind of riding in the back. We've wrecked a lot so far, so I don't blame them for trying to keep it safe. Although Cliff here is in the top lane trying to gain ground again. He got wrecked back on lap 5 or 6, if I remember correctly. Got pretty bad damage, so looks like he's got that thing fixed back up, and now he's trying to make up ground. Good call. Yeah, I can't read. Thanks, Dakota. Ian is 12th. Ethan is 13th. Casey Graves pulling ahead. DG Swiss does go another lap down right there. That 26 car is hurt. But the 01 and 16 going to clear to the bottom and retake this lead. These two have been locked to each other's bumpers all night so far. And I don't think that's going to change as the race progresses. I think you're really only going to see them split up on the last lap, or close to then. But that does put another wanted goon there on the bottom in the front. Makes it Giglio, Wilson, Wolfenbarger, Frisbee, McCombs, File, and Brantley Bryant all lined up. One-liner here, although Matthew Blackley did just sneak in there. So now he kind of broke up these last two. But Casey Graves and True Speed, they call it True Goon. And they got a pretty good team affiliation with the Wannagoons, so Casey going to be riding out front here, and I don't think he's in too much danger of them leaving him out. That's the thing. You got teams, and then you also got teams affiliated with each other. And, you know, you're not going to work as well with an affiliate, but still, they're not going to leave you out just because they can. Casey, I'm sure, happy to be out front leading laps right now, especially coming to the end of Stage 2. Things are about to get rowdy as we finish up Stage 2. All these drivers riding in line are not going to be so easy coming to these stage points. They're going to want all those points. So you're going to see guys like... Oh! A little bit of bad bump there from the 16 to the 01. But you're going to see guys like Frisbee, Wolfenbarger, maybe even Wilson jump out here and try to get stage points as we come to the end of Stage 2. You just saw Ryan File and Brantley Bryant jump out from the bottom and leave the top lane. Exactly. I mean, everybody's really... Most people are friends here. I would say there's not a lot of guys people would leave out on purpose. You got your select few that just absolutely hate each other. But for the most part, I would say everybody races pretty well with each other until the last handful of laps. That's kind of the good thing you got with sim racing is we're all just here to have some fun. We're not here to make millions of dollars. Oh, as I say that, the Gooners Levy and Montrose out in the middle. And don't let those two be my example. Those two just leave people out to leave people out. I say that because I got left out on Monday in the trucks. You heard me, Dakota. Montrose leaves him back out, trying to go to the top. He's got no help, though, so he's just going to pull him back because he can. White flag in stage 2. Casey Graves still out front. Does anybody up front move to try to get stage points? They might just be content with riding in line and keeping the peace. But that's not how racers race. These guys are going to try to get stage points if they can. We're probably going to see it in 3 and 4. Here it is. Blake Giglio leads Casey Graves out. Casey, the team affiliations only went so far, and he is going to get completely left out. Wyatt McComb's going to stay with him. Oh, contact. File gets the wall. They're going to be 3 wide right here. A lot of Goons did a masterful job there at the end of the stage. Let's get our stage 2 results up. Giglio wins stage 2, Wilson 2nd, Wolfberger 3rd, Frisbee 4th, so in all Wannagoons top 4. And Matthew Blackley, Casey Graves, Patrick O'Keefe, Wyatt McCombs, DJ Trump, and Ryan File, the rest of the stage points. Oh, contact Dalton Hayes hard on the outside wall. That'll be a caution. 100%. A lot of cars around here in 3 and 4. Not quite as big as the other wrecks we had so far, but... Brantley washes up the track and gets loose. And maybe Dalton Hayes' net code's there? That was a weird one. Back it up again. Take a look at Brantley Bryant, the purple 52 on the bottom lane. Center your screen. And he's going to enter turn 3. Washes up the track, gets loose. And Dalton Hayes just gets net-coded from 10 miles away. Holy... Let's get a close-up view on this. I don't like to use far chase, but this is going to be our best view of this. iRacing, I want answers. Wow, I just said, Cliff Mullins can attest to this. I just said last night that I felt like netcode was getting better on iRacing. That was completely incorrect. It is as bad as it has ever been. Dalton Hayes' race just got ruined because of nothing. Unbelievable. I have no words for that. I mean, there's no excuse. Alright, everybody going to be down pit road here. We're going to be good on fuel to the end if you take fuel now, so obviously everybody going to fill those tanks up. Giglio gets spun, entering his pit box by the 51. Trouble in the Wanted Goons camp. Giglio going to lose tons of positions, and he gets some damage from this. He still hasn't got in the pit box. Now he is in, and that's going to be a straight to the back there for Blake. Take a look at this. So right here, these two enter their pit boxes. Blake turns out a little bit later. And Wilson doesn't slow up as much because his pit box is after. Tries to dodge Blake slightly, but right before they enter the pit boxes where it ghosts each other, they both make contact, and around goes Blake Giglio. He actually stopped in his box. So real life, they could have serviced the car there, but iRacing, you do have to be facing forward. So he ends up having to try to reorient this thing. Oh, not a pretty pit box entry there by any means. And that sends him all the way back to 21st. Jeremy Scherer now out front. Looks like a fuel-only stop for this 91 team. Jacob Peterson, Ethan Evers as well, fuel-only. So those three all going to be out front now. First car that took tires, Matthew Blackley in 4th. Yeah, for how much they've said they've fixed netcode problems in these past years, it is as bad as it has ever been. Maybe even worse. See if we can get a quick word with Blake Giglio after that accident. Hey Blake, it's Lucas, you got me. Oh. Hey yo Blake, it's Lucas, you got me.
How's it going?
Hey man, well, some mishaps on pit road. You and the 51 come together. What happened there?
Just, we had some little bit of shenanigans down in the pit lane, and I think he thought his pit box was before mine, and I don't. Turns out it wasn't. So we made a little contact. We had 15 seconds of damage. We have a fast car. We're gonna try this thing back up front here and see what happens.
Absolutely, you've been strong all night. Hopefully, we're talking to you at the end. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Blake Giglio going to be rolling off in 20th here after that pit road incident. There's going to be 36 laps to go in the race when we take the green. All right, coming back to the green, Jeremy Scherer going to be in control from the inside lane. Through the takeoff zone, green flag back in the air. Jacob Peterson drops down behind Scherer in the inside lane. A good run into turn 1. Blackley now leading the outside with help from Wyatt McCombs and Daniel Llewellyn. Oh, a lot of bobbling on the bottom right there. A little sketchy. We've got a lot of cloud cover here at Daytona right now. Maybe some fog, some rain rolling in. I don't know. Started out nice and sunny. Llewellyn gets left out on the 3rd lane. Not sure if he's dropping back on purpose. I didn't see how he got shuffled out, but he is dropping way back. Casey Graves, now without his tandem buddy Blake Giglio. 3rd on the outside. McCombs drops to the bottom in front of Scherer. Graves leaves Blackley out. Blackley better get to the bottom. There he goes. Now Casey Graves takes away that outside lane from Blackley. Good run from the outside. Graves is clear. Might be able to bring Wolfenbarger and Bryant with him. And now top 3 on the outside clear. Do they drop to the bottom? Casey drops to the bottom. Wolfenbarger doesn't go with him. So once again, the Wanted Goons not willing to work with the 01 here. So much for those team affiliations I was talking about, right? Giglio trying to start a third lane up top. Not quite going to do it. He was thinking about it, that's for sure. They got 2 Wanted Goons leading the outside. Then Mateo Ortiz from Triple J or ARD Autosport, one of those two. Triple J camp. And then Giglio and Wilson, another 2 Wanted Goons drivers, as well as Carson Bechtel. Good to see Carson back. Late entry to the field tonight. We had a 67 drop out late due to some problems, so I hate to see that John couldn't make the race tonight, but the positive side of that is Carson Bechtel gets to make the field. Carson, a veteran of the series, out a few seasons due to injury, and now he is back. And those guys all leave Mateo Ortiz out. They are just not willing to work with anybody here tonight. And that works well when you got a lot of teammates, but you're going to make a lot of enemies for the rest of the season, I can tell you that. It'll always leave a sour taste in somebody's mouth when they get left out of line like that. But now it is, I would say, 8 Wanted Goons cars lined up on the outside. This is a throwback, if anybody remembers this. This is Artemis levels of dominance on the top lane back in Season 7 at Daytona. They're all just missing the matching paint schemes. Wolfenbarger pulling out front. I'm assuming these guys are going to try to clear all of the Wanted Goons cars to the bottom, but I just don't know if that's going to be feasible. Yeah, John Neckrich. Yeah, you were part of that train. A few of those guys still in this race. Got Davis Greenwell here, back in 12th right now. He was a part of that, as well as Blake Giglio up in 4th. Laps to go in the race. Trevor Project 200, thank you to Brianna Lavin and the Trevor Project for sponsoring. And a huge thank you to the Wanted Goons for sponsoring this Cup Series for this season once again. Next week we head to Phoenix. But I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Phoenix, where we ended the season last year. Bradley Wilson took home the championship in that one. Now, speaking of Bradley, he just side drafted the crap out of that bottom lane and pulled Casey Graves back. And that's going to allow 4 of those Wanted Goons cars to clear. Now 5. Wolfenbarger drops down, but Brantley Bryant going to leave him out. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're going to control the entire front of this field. So now they have the 32 and the 59 on the bottom, and still 6 cars lined up on the top. And somebody who I cannot believe is out here running fast is Brad Patton. Still has some damage on the right front, but he hit hard earlier in this race in the outside wall. And he's out here riding in line up front. Fringe top 10, matter of fact. So nice job by Brad staying in this thing and still managing to race hard even with the damage. Nolan Walker outside trying to get a third lane started. Nobody's going with him right now. Got that Ride the Dente Mustang, courtesy of yours truly. I think he just copy and pasted the Camaro car onto the Mustang. It worked for the most part. If you just look at the front, it's okay, but you just don't look at the back. That's all. He's going to drop back in line here. Mateo Ortiz behind. Peyton Lowell, who we checked in with earlier, still got a little damage, I think, on the 56. Still in the pack, though. But tough start to this race for the pole sitter, that's for sure. Up front, dead heat with these Wanted Goons cars. Brantley Bryant defending Daytona winner. Little fun fact for you. As far as I am aware, we have never had a repeat winner at Daytona in the main race. Ever in the history of the CTC Cup Series. That does not bode well for Brantley Bryant, but you know what they say, when you notice a pattern, that's when it breaks. Could this be our first two-time and back-to-back Daytona winner in the Cup Series? Davis Greenwell jumps to the bottom. Casey Graves going with him. A lot of jumbling around here at the front. These Wanted Goons cars, plus Casey Graves, are all going crazy. But now they hold the... Oh, they're wrecking each other! Davis Greenwell goes around from the front of the field. We stay green. Only a one-car spin. Maybe just a bad push from the 01 of Casey Graves. See if we can back it up, see what happened to Davis. Oh, Bradley gets loose now, and he drops out of the field. Center of the screen, bad jump, bad push from the 01. Gives the 52 damage, and the 20 spins out to the inside. No damage, I think, really, for the 20. But he is out of the pack now. That puts Casey Graves to the lead. 24 laps to go in the Trevor Project 200. As I was getting ready to say they had the top 10 positions, Casey Graves comes in there and screws it up. Alright, let's check in with Brantley Bryant, who got a bit of damage from that as well. Looks like he's in 11th. Just a tad bit of right front damage. I think he'll be fine. Work off the back one for Patrick O'Keefe. You see just a little bit of right front damage on the 51. Sorry, 52. And they might have just left somebody out. Yeah, looks like the 9 of Patton on the third lane. And now there's only 2 cars on the outside lane. Giglio and Bechtel. Alright, top 10 it looks like just about clear here, now top 9. Giglio still trying to hold on to that outside lane. Now Evers jumps to the outside in front of Giglio. Oh, bit of a bobble there from the 3 car. I think we have some fog rolling in here to Daytona. It's getting a little bit hard to see when they're far away from the camera. Beaver's tempted to jump down there. He's got a gap. If he wants to take it, it's gone now. His chance is gone. He's got to stick with this top lane now. 20 laps to go here at Daytona. Casey Graves still out front. Let's check in on our lap sled. I think he leads this statistic. 28 laps led for Casey Graves, by far the most out of anybody. Dominant performance so far from him. See if it stays that way. Outside lane just struggling to gain momentum. Oh, bad shove there from the 16. I think the 3 and the 16 just aren't lining up very well. On roll with Blake as he tries to push this 3 car to the front. 3 car jumps out of line. Now Ronnie Holmes in front. As well as, I think, the 41 Matthew Blackley. As Kenny Frisbee in the outside lane, they all jumped up there in front of Blake and Holmes and Blackley. So the 18, 32, and 81 get past Casey Graves for the moment, but a big run from the inside is going to keep Casey Graves out front. Got some cars about to go a lap down. Davis Greenwell and Danger going a lap down here. Michael Christopher as well, 43 seconds behind the field, so he's going to be going a lap down very soon. He's got damage on that 22. On board Casey Graves as they go by Davis Greenwell. That's a helpless feeling for Davis as the field goes by. He goes one lap down. For the moment, he is the lucky dog. He's got to stay ahead of DG Swiss. It's getting very racy up front. 16 laps to go. These guys know if they need to make up positions now if you're in the back. And you need to do whatever you can to maintain the front of this field if you're up front already. If you lose track position now, that could be the end of your winning chances. As Michael Christopher going to hold the bottom here as the field goes by. Contact up front. Ethan Evers spins through pit road. He's going to rejoin in front of the field. Spinning out in 1 and 2. We are able to stay green. A lot of cars check up for this, though. My goodness. Ethan, I'm assuming he did everything he could to stay off that racing line, but he got spun down there going 195. It's really tough to get it slowed down in time to not come back up the track. He did a great job not collecting anybody else. And on that same token, the whole field did a great job not hitting him. Top 3 drop down in front of Casey. Casey says on the radio he needs to save a little bit of gas. I think that's what I just heard. So, fuel number, it's got to be close, I guess, for some of these guys. That's surprising to hear. Here, Wolfenbarger back out front. It looks like only 20 cars left in this main pack. Everybody else kind of checked up for that accident. Now they are in the second pack, just hoping for a yellow. I'm surprised iRacing didn't trigger a caution for that. Giglio leading the outside. Bradley Wilson pushing him. Giglio being pushed by the guy who sent him to the back early on in this race. Now about to retake this lead. Yeah, we can go back for a quick replay on that. Absolutely. Just one moment here. There we go. All right. So coming through the tri-oval, 18, I think just shoved the 3 down on accident, and Ethan trying to get back. Oh, he does rejoin, he just gets loose. So he was able to rejoin with the pack, no problem, but then got loose on re-entering the racetrack. And that ends up just about wrecking the field. Caution is out. We got a wreck on the front straightaway in a secondary pack. Several cars involved in this one. DG Swiss, Brian Martin, Jamal Collins. So this one takes place in the back of the field. Let's see what happened. That's just a big stack up in the second pack, and that blows Brad Patton's motor. He is done. Many other guys getting pretty bad damage as well. See if we can find out where the stack up starts. It's like the 24 and the 9 maybe just following too close. I don't know. It's hard to tell. That's definitely going to be a tough one for the race review. That's going to stack everybody, or re-rack everybody back up. And that's going to end a lot of guys' nights. 04, 24, 9. $54. Looks like he's still out here. Car does not look great. Wow. Alright, so Wolfenbarger was out front when the caution came out. I don't think we'll see anybody come down here. We do have 3 green-white checkers available to us, 3 overtime attempts. So if we do end up needing those 10 laps from now, that could make the fuel numbers interesting for these guys that are close. But as of right now, I would say everybody out here can make it to the end on gas, so I do not expect anybody to come down pit road, take fuel or tires or anything. I think your top 20 are just going to stay out here, unless they have damage to fix. Let's get a word with our leader, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Hey, Garrett, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, man, leading this race. You've had a pretty good one so far. What are you thinking for the end of this thing?
Yeah, man. I just think we just stick to the plan here, stick with the teammates, and get the good runs, and just try to stay up front and not happen. Don't have what happened on Monday happen today. Hopefully, got a whole bunch of teammates up here, unlike Monday. So, as long as we just work together here and players smart, I think we have a good chance for at least one of us to get the win. It'd be nice to get the first win of the year, but we'll see how this goes. I guess never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think you have yet to win the race here at Daytona, so it'd be a first timer. You've won a lot in this league, but still want to get the Daytona win right, Dale Earnhardt style.
Yeah, won the road course here, just haven't won the
That's
actual
right.
oval track. So let's get this thing done.
Yeah, man. Well, try to keep the rubber side down for us this time. See ya.
Yep, thank you.
We got anybody else here? We got some time left. Nobody pitting or anything, so we don't have too much to worry about. Who we got here? Let's talk with the 41, Matthew Blackley. Not for any race reason. He's in 12th right now, but I think it'll be an entertaining interview. Hey, Matt, it's Lucas got me.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man, riding in 12th right now. You're still in this thing for this win. How we feeling?
Well, I've been up front all day. I think I've had a good car. I've been up there, been good. But there's so many wanted Goons, man. I'm like in a sea of Goons every time I get up there. And you saw a few laps ago and left me out to dry. I got pulled all the way back here. But it's been fun. I really enjoyed it so far. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Those wanted Goons cars, tough to beat. They were tough to beat on Monday, and they're doing the same thing here now. So, what is there anything you can do to break them up?
Well, I was hoping because I was behind. I was in the middle of them earlier, and then they left. The front three went down, and the rest of them stayed behind me, and then the ones that were behind me left me. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I need some friends up here. Ronnie's a few spots behind me. I'm hoping he gets up here, but I think we got a good car, and hopefully we can finish up there towards the front.
Good luck in this thing. Hopefully, we're talking to you at the end.
All right, thank you. Yeah, hopefully.
All right, and then we got time for one more. Hey, Cliff, it's Lucas. Got me. Cliff, Lucas.
You got me?
Yep, I got you. All right, well, you're riding here in 15th, 16th, it looks like. So you got a little bit of a road ahead of you to get to the front, but some time left. How you feeling?
I've already been wrecked twice out of not my own doing, so the fact I'm still here is shocking. But pretty much it's me against all these wanted Goons up here, and I'm not taking any more of the crap anymore. I've been knocked around and pushed around enough, so we're gonna make some holes here and full send it, and pretty much I'm either bringing back a trophy or a damn steering wheel.
All righty, man. Well, good luck. I'm excited to see it.
Yep.
Cliff Bones in the 44. He's bringing home a trophy here. That was good. That's like the new version of seeing God with a checkered flag. I like that. All right, we're going to be coming back to 7 to go in the race. As we see the sun come back out here at Daytona. Now it's setting. Just in time for the end of this thing. Pace car is off. Garrett Wolfenbarger in control on the outside. Green flag back in the air here at Daytona. 7 laps to go in the Trevor Project 200. Really spread out here at the front. Nobody restarting together. And that's going to cause a huge run for everybody behind. See if anybody tries to make a third lane here. Giglio and Wolfenbarger drop to the bottom. They'll use File to lead the outside lane. Outside, holding strong. A little bit of a run into turn 3. So a little bit broken up there on the outside. 51 had to get off the bumper, and that's going to allow the outside to surge. Giglio doing a great job pushing right now. Is Wolfenbarger going to lead that lap? Oh man, we had a car go below the yellow right there. Moment for the 30 as he gets put in the sucker hole and gets sent to the back. File's still leading the outside with Bradley Wilson pushing, but not making up much time. Now File going to jump out. He's got damage. I think he's just jumping out to let his teammates go. That 81 car did not have much speed in it with that damage. And he's going to try to find a hole here, get back in line. 5 to go at the line. Does anybody make up ground on these front guys? Outside lane has just not done well since the restart. But I can guarantee you there's some hungry guys in this top 10 that will not ride in line and push Garrett Wolfenbarger to a win. Bradley Wilson up to the top. Still. Mullins there in third. And that's a good run for the outside lane. They pulled up alongside McCombs now. And that's going to entice these guys on the bottom. They might try to jump up in front and take that ride. Graves thought about it. Four laps to go. Outside, even with White McCombs still. I think the 52 got a little hot there, had to back off. Now the L1 of Casey Graves jumps to the outside. Does Bradley Wilson stay with him? He does. Outside, good momentum down the back straightaway into turn 3. The outside is very organized right now. Good pushes from the 51 to the 01. Huge run on the outside here. Off of turn 4. All that run from the outside lane. That's where you always see the outside lane gain momentum, is the straightaways. They use their a bigger radius through the corner to generate a run. Sorry, couldn't find the word there. And now, the 01 of Casey Graves going to have to side draft that 16 back. Three laps to go. Wolfenbarger and Graves leading the two lanes. As Trent would say, popsicle sticks, 2 laps to go. Bit of a bobble there from the 52. That's going to lose. That's going to leave the 51 without a pusher there. And the outside's going to drop back a little bit. A bit of a bobble now from the 01. Outside lane losing momentum. White flag next time by. If the white flag waves, we will go green to the checkered. Mullins tries to leave the 52 out. 52 slams the door. Three wide here, halfway through the pack. The third lane, strong now with Nolan Walker leading it. White flag is waving. 1 lap to go. Green to the finish. Huge push on the outside. Bradley Wilson leaves Casey Graves out, turns him in front of the field. It's a dogfight to see who can get through this massive wreck. Everybody is wrecking. Garrett Wolfenbarger out alone. Nobody's there. Not a single person but Garrett Wolfenbarger made it through this wreck. There's nobody there. Giglio's a distant second. Walker third. Wilson fourth and Blowers fifth. And they're door banging each other for the second spot. Wolfenbarger uncontested off of turn 4. 2 years of trying. 2 years of frustration. Garrett Wolfenbarger wins at Daytona. Walker takes home second. Giglio third. Wilson fourth. Blowers fifth. Cooper sixth. Brown seventh. Bryant eighth. Montrose ninth. And Bechtel rounds out your top 10 as the entire field just drives by at a snail's pace here. I don't know how many unwrecked cars there are. Look at this guy crossing with no hood, no wheels. That was all on the 01 of Casey Graves. I will say that now. I love Casey, and he was doing what he had to do to try to get a win. But he absolutely turned himself off the 51 trying to block the run. So that was just a guy trying to do his best to win the race, and just blocked it a little bit too late. And Wolfenbarger now going to burn it down on the front straightaway. And he said it in his interview before that restart. This would be good momentum for the start of this season. And it will be. Could this be the second championship for Garrett Wolfenbarger in the Cup Series? He has 14 weeks still left to decide that, but like he said, a good start to the season. Alright. Go talk with our top 3 finishers here. Garrett Wolfenbarger, we're speaking to you on the front straightaway here. You take home the win at Daytona. How does it feel?
Man, it feels good. I don't know what just happened, but that was crazy. Got the dub though, so worked out.
That might be the craziest finish we've ever had here at Daytona. You were like the one car that somewhat made it through that wreck, and it wasn't clean. That's for sure.
No, yeah, I mean, I was just hoping Blake was going to be on me there, coming to the white flag, and we were going to have a good run with Casey to the end, and then Bradley pushed Casey out there, got clear, and then I seen Bradley jump down in front of me. I'm like, all right, we're pushing Brad to the win, I guess. And then Casey dropped down a little late, and then a whole bunch of chaos happened right in front of me, and I just kept trying to keep her straight as best as I could, and kind of just rode the wall a little bit to keep her straight, got through, and looked back, and there was nobody behind me. So, weirdest finish I've ever had at Daytona, to be honest with you, because I survived the big one, kind of. I mean, I was in it, but I survived it just enough, and cruised around by myself to get the checkered flag. So, glad to win the my first Daytona Oval race here in CTC. Feels good. Feels good.
Yeah, it's got to feel good, and I mean, was that one of the easiest wins you've ever had? I mean, you drove 3/4 of the lap uncontested.
For sure. I mean, once we got through there, and I looked back, and I just seen all the people just getting farther back and farther back. I'm like, we got this in the bag, so we just Sunday drove that thing to the checkered flag. I mean, got to be the easiest one I've got in this league, so appreciate everyone for wrecking.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a great show for us, so I appreciate it too. Any sponsors or shout-outs for the win here tonight?
Yeah, of course, want to thank Winning Goons, of course, for getting us out here racing for them. OG Gear for sponsoring the car all season, and should be getting all our stuff pretty soon, so can't wait to use all that stuff during these races. Want to thank all the teammates, Bradley, Blake, Kenny, Brantley, Ryan File, everybody else on the other Winning Goons team as well. Appreciate them all race. Want to thank you for broadcasting and running the league, of course. And then Brantley for the paint. Hopefully makes me some good ones for this season. Get him in a victory lane. Show him off for him. And everyone else for showing up and racing. It was a pretty good race. And happy to get the checkered flag, get that first win sticker on the car, and go on to next week.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you talking with us. Congrats on the win here to start season 11. Go celebrate with the team.
Oh, we will. Thank you.
Garrett Wolfenbarger, your winner tonight. And what a win it was. Let's take a quick replay through that final wreck. And here it is. It was a good run for Casey Graves and company out of the tri-oval. And it doesn't end up staying that way as Wilson tries to drop down. And Casey just moves too late, turns himself, and there goes the field. One of the biggest wrecks we've ever had, and it comes on the final lap of the Trevor Project 200. And we're being told we should ride on board with a 20 through this, so let's see if we can grab that. So, Davis a bit far behind the field here. And coming up just a cloud of smoke in turn 2. And he doesn't lift. I mean, why should he? Oh my... Oh, wow. That might be the craziest onboard I've ever seen. Unreal. And he's going to come home. Where does he finish? Having trouble finding it. Oh, he was one lap down, so Davis didn't get many positions from it because he finished a lap down, but still, what an effort. Our top 3 finishers. Here, one second here, give me a quick moment. Hey, Blake, it's Lucas. Got me?
How's it going?
Hey, man. Well, take home a third tonight. Wasn't really on speed or anything, right? It was just pure luck. Walk us through that race in the final lap.
Yeah, we were fast all race. We led some laps, won the stage. Overall, just had a really good teamwork day. Everyone at One Goons. That last thing, me and Nolan were dooring each other the whole last lap trying to get to the spot. I had damage. We were dooring. It was fun. Shout to Nolan there for that fun finish. It was really close between us. But yeah, we came on P3 and got a good points today and looking forward to Phoenix.
Looking forward to Phoenix, absolutely. Starting off your season with a bunch of stage points, a good finish, and just an absolute insane last lap wreck there. You got any words for the old 01 Seagraves on that move?
He's been hanging out with me too much. I think that's what he's been doing. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta put yourself a chance to win, and I think that's what he did, and just didn't work out.
Absolutely. Well, if you didn't already, any sponsors or shout outs for the third place tonight?
Yeah, you for broadcasting, One Goons, Oji Gear. Everyone that puts this thing on, just happy to race and looking forward to the whole season.
Thanks for talking with us, Blake.
And Casey for making that hot rod.
Yeah, absolutely. Good looking 16 car there. Nice job by Seagraves on that one. Thanks for talking with us. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Blake Giglio taking on third tonight. And I'm not seeing Nolan Walker here, so let's go through our final results here before we end this show. Garrett Wolfenbarger taking home the win tonight. Nolan Walker with a P2 finish in the Dente Mustang. Giglio taking home third. Bradley Wilson fourth. Bobby Blowers fifth. So a nice job by the rookie there. First start, top 5. Really good effort there. Nick Cooper with a 6th. Cody Brown 7th. Brantley Bryant 8th. Ian Montrose 9th. Carson Bechtel running on our top 10. DJ Trout in 11th. Hayden Lowell 12th. Mateo Ortiz 13th. Kenny Frisbee 14th. Ronnie Holmes 15th. Patrick O'Keefe 16th. Brian Jackson 17th. Jeremy Sherritt 18th. Jacob Peterson 19th. Michael Christopher running out our top 20. Wyatt McCombs 21st. Ethan Evers 22nd. 23rd is Casey Graves. 24th, Brian Martin. 25th is Cliff Mullins. Matthew Blackley 26th. Alex Allen 27th. Ryan File 28th. Daniel Llewellyn 29th. Davis Greenwell in 30th. DG Swiss 31st. Garrett Warren 32nd. Jamal Collins 33rd, Brad Patton 34th, Kobe Stidham 35th, Dalton Hayes 36th, Aaron Jones 37th, and Cody Cleaver, our final finisher, in 38th. I'm going to get to the bottom and figure out who our other car is that didn't start. But, yeah. Alrighty. That is going to do it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody who puts this thing on and supports us. Number one, the Wanted Goons and Kenny Frisbee. Thank you to all those guys over that organization. They are a great group of guys. And definitely somebody worth checking out there on their socials and everything. And make sure you join the Discord. I think they got that linked in the description here. Also want to shout out Brianna Lavin for sponsoring this race with the Trevor Project. So hope this was a good show for everybody over there. And appreciate all of you for watching the race tonight. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. I think we had some trouble there at the start. And certainly a wreckfest at the end. But it was an entertaining wreckfest. So you can't be mad with that, right? But that is going to do it for me. I'm Lucas Hoitzma. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week for the Truck and Cup Series once again.